In our comfortable seated position, we're relaxing our eyes, relaxing our breath. Any tension in your shoulders or in your jaw. Bringing your mind to your body and your breath. Keep your eyes relaxed as you start to bring movement into your neck, taking your ear down to your shoulder and just rolling side to side. Take a few neck rolls and then start to exaggerate that movement, maybe taking it into a full circle. Let's bring that head back to center. Bring those hands together, link your fingers and just roll your wrists. Make sure you reverse the direction. Go ahead and relax those arms. Bring one leg out to the side and keep one knee tucked into your body. Let's go ahead and reach that arm up and over. We're going to start with our chest facing forward. So we're not going to rotate to our leg quite yet. Feel that stretch on your side. Big breath in. As you exhale, allow your chest to release to face your leg. I want you to walk those hands towards the center, towards the middle. Hold there for a few breaths. And walk those hands up towards your body. Let's go ahead and switch sides, extending your other leg, tucking your knee into your body, or tucking your foot into your body, starting with that chest facing forward and reaching. Feeling that stretch through our sides. Exhale, rotate that chest towards that front leg. And let's walk those hands towards the center. Walking our hands up towards our body. We're gonna go ahead and sit back on our heels. So I'll turn this way so you can see a little bit better, and then I'll rotate back to the front. So you can modify this, maybe sit on a pillow or take something to elevate between your bottom and your heels. If you're reaching or leaning forward, go ahead and sit on something to elevate. Reaching our arms forward, let's go ahead and reach our right arm back. Left arm stays forward, open that chest. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Let's take those arms forward and reach forward for your child's pose. Feel free to adjust those hips, maybe opening those knees just a little bit. Shifting our weight forward for our tabletops. Adjusting those knees back in line with our hips, wrists in line with our shoulders. Let's take a few deep breaths in our cat-cow. Inhale as you lift and open. Exhale as you push away from the floor, rounding through the spine. Few more times following your own breath. Inhale as you open. Bringing our spine back to neutral. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes under. Pull our shoulders down away from our ears. Lift those knees up and hips back into our downward dog. Feel free to pedal out through your feet. Maybe wag your tail side to side. Do what you need to do to warm up. Elbows stay soft. Inhale, bring that gaze up towards your hands and slowly walk your feet forward. Tuck your knees into your chest as you slowly roll into standing. Head is always last to come up. Big inhale here at the top. As you exhale, you're going to place your hands on your hips. Your middle finger is going to reach for those hip bones. Your thumb is behind you. Feet about hip length apart, maybe a little wider. With your hands, with your middle finger, I want you to roll your hips back and then tuck under. We're going to learn that pelvis control. Notice how my chest is not moving. It's not this. It's all in the hips here. So essentially, it's kind of what you do when you're doing your cat-cow. Rolling and tucking those hips. You didn't know you were going to learn how to dance today, did you, in yoga class? I want you to find that middle position. Notice your core is probably engaged. Core's a little tighter. Glutes are engaged. Feet in a squat stance. So right about hip length apart, maybe a little wider. Toes maybe turned out a little bit. From here, I want you to push those hips back. Notice your spine is going to follow your hips. So I'm not arching at the back here. My spine is following that hip movement. Push those knees out and lift. With your feet, I want you to tear the floor apart, pull it apart, grip the floor, and stand. Do that a few times. Learn that squat movement. Open those hips. Are you favoring one side or the other? Rip the floor apart. When you do that, you should feel those glutes start to engage. Let's do one more. Everything's tight here. And lift into standing. Go ahead and adjust those feet back in line with your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, lengthen through the spine, and release. Beautiful deep squats, everyone. Let's step back into our plank. Modifying onto your knees if you need to. Holding here for a few breaths, strong through the shoulders. Pushing our hips back for downward dog, adjusting those feet if necessary. Taking one leg and extending for your three-legged dog. If you're gonna follow me, right leg is extended. Hips stay square to the floor. We're not favoring one arm. So our weight's distributed equally on all threes. Inhale, shift our weight forward. Bring our knee into our chest and step into that runner. That back heel is parallel with your front foot. Hold here for a breath or two. On your exhale, allow that heel to release. Open your hips and windmill into warrior two. Strong through the glutes on that right leg. Keep your knees stacked over your ankle. Take a peek. Is it leaning in or is it pulling out? Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, open back into warrior two. Let's windmill back into runner's lunge, lifting and rotating your heel behind you. Step back into that plank position. Hold here for a few breaths, modifying if you need to. Pushing our hips back for that downward dog. Adjust your feet if you need to. This time extending that left leg for a three-legged dog. Hips stay square to the floor. Again, are you favoring one arm, one hand, or is your weight distributed equally? Big shift forward as you step that foot between your hands. Hold this runner's lunge for a few breaths. Releasing that heel behind you as you windmill into your warrior two. Again, strong through the glutes. Pulling your knee to follow your ankle. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, open back into that warrior two. Releasing back into that runner's lunge, rotating that heel behind you. Stepping back into your plank. Gently release your knees before sitting back on your heels for child's pose. Take this time to recenter, to refocus. Find your breath. Maybe rock your hips side to side. Maybe walk your arms side to side. Big inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, release down to the floor. Elbows stay close to your body. On your, excuse me, my microphone got hit. On your inhale, lifting into the cobra of your choice, whether you choose your forearms or you press up to your hands. I want your shoulders to press down into the floor and not your ears. Open your chest. Exhale, release back down to the floor. Inhale, we're gonna press back up one more time. This time we're gonna press those hips up and wave back into that child's pose. Shifting our weight forward for our tabletops, tucking our toes under and lifting our hips up and back for that downward dog. Inhale, bring your gaze up to your hands, this time hopping or stepping your feet forward. Slowly rolling into your standing. Big inhale here at the top. And exhale, arms to your sides. We're gonna go back into that squat stance. I'm gonna stay turned to the side for this one. Bring those arms or hands into prayer. We're gonna sit back for that deep squat, but this time we're gonna hold. So notice if I go too far, my hips kind of roll under. It's what we call a butt wink. You're just kind of sitting in there. So I want you to stop before you hit that position. Spine is still long. See how it's not curving under. My hips are not dropping. Still tearing the floor apart. Use those glutes. Lift into standing. Exhale, you release your arms to your sides. We're gonna do that one more time. This time while you do that, I want you to focus on where your weight is distributed on your feet. So if your feet are rolling in, or if your weight is forward, I want you to really try to tear the floor apart, but not lift the insides of your feet. I want you to grip the floor with your entire foot and distribute that weight equally. So go ahead and find that position. When you're ready, sit back, hands in prayer, core is engaged, tear the floor apart. Are your feet rolling in? Is your weight forward? Take note. Slowly lift back into standing. Exhale, bring your hands to sides. Bring those feet back in line with your hips. Very good, everyone. Bring those arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Fold, lengthen through the spine. Push your hips back and release. Inhale, you're going to bring your gaze forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release back into that forward fold. Place your hands back on the floor. This time you're going to hop or step back into your plank position, modifying if necessary. Exhale, release down to the floor. Elbows stay close to your body, with or without releasing here at the bottom, pressing up into the cobra of your choice. So if you don't release, you're in your upward dog. Strong through the shoulders, open chest. Exhale, release. Pressing back up into plank. Gently releasing here at the bottom and sitting back into that child's pose. I forgot my watch today, so I gotta keep track of time with my phone. Big shift forward on your inhale. Let's take our right hand, palm facing up, slide it behind that left arm, releasing the top of your head or the side of your head down to your mat. Optional, taking that left hand away and raising to the ceiling. Let's place that hand back down, using it to press yourself back up, sliding onto both hands. When you're ready, reversing sides, palm facing up, releasing here. Optional, taking that right hand and raising to the ceiling. Let's place that hand back down to the floor. Use it to press yourself back up. And let's scoop back onto our glutes. Releasing here slowly down to your mat, with or without the use or the support of your hands. I want you to open the insides of your knees. allowing those hips to open, the insides of your feet come together. So if this is causing too much pain, you can slide those feet out a few inches into more of a diamond. Allow gravity to do its job. Open those hips. One knee at a time. Let's bring it back, bringing those feet flat to the floor. Hugging one knee into our chest and sliding our opposite heel out in front of us. Starting with just an ankle roll, drawing circles. Reversing when you're ready. Go ahead and relax that ankle. We're going to take this stretch a little further, extending that leg, either reaching for under on your thigh, maybe your calf, or even your ankle. You have two options on your next one. You can choose to keep that leg extended as you open it out to the side, making sure both hips stay pressed to the floor, or you can bend that knee. Let's bring that leg back to center. Tuck our knee into our chest if it is not already. Place our foot on the floor and switch sides. Starting with our knee tucked in and extending your leg. Going into that ankle roll. Taking this stretch a little further, extending that leg. Again, reaching from under on your thighs, maybe your calf, or even your ankle. You can choose to keep that leg extended or tuck it back into your body and bend that knee before opening out to the side. Keeping both hips pressed to your mat. Let's bring that leg back to center. Tuck our knee back into our chest. Place our foot on the floor and slide our heel out in front of us. Shake out those legs if you need to. Place your hands on either side of your body. Palms are facing up. Pull those shoulders down, relax the tension. Allow your feet to roll out. Taking deep breaths. Focusing your mind strictly on your breath and your body. Keeping your eyes relaxed. Let's start to bring movement into our fingers and our toes. Rocking our head with small movements side to side. Gradually make those movements a little bit bigger. Eventually bringing your head back to center and sliding your feet flat to the floor. On your inhale, let's windmill those arms up to your ears. And roll over to one side. Taking a few moments to open your eyes. And eventually sliding yourself back into your comfortable seated position. Finishing with our deep breaths, inhaling overhead and exhale. Inhale, deep breath, and exhale. One more time, connecting our hands into prayer. Exhaling your hands to heart. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everyone, and I will see you all next week, if not before then.